What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we're talking about my man Lucius. I said very early on he is a decent support slash tanker. Maybe not as good as some other ones, but ever since this season has released, he's been used in quite a few bossing teams. Now, you're not going to see him as much in like AFK battles. You might actually see him in PvP, and most of it does come down to his ultimate Divine Light Aegis. So it says Lucius selects a tile and grants allies on it and adjacent tiles shields that block a certain percentage of the damage, which is really good. And interesting enough, ultimate power on this is very strong. He does have some other abilities. You know, he's got knockback, which also gains shield. When gaining a shield, he also uses healing power to restore HP of the shield value for the weakest ally, so he does have some healing for allies as well. And beyond that, he increases his healing in battle. If you do get him to Mythic Plus, he shoots Divine Light in a 3 wide 4 tile length frontal area, dealing damage to all enemies and reducing their attack, so that is a very nice survivability tool. Each enemy hit grants him a shield as well if you get it up to +5. And then his Supreme Plus increases the number of allies healed by Divine Light Blessing, so that brings it up to 2. Not too bad. You can't modify this with skill power or anything like that. So ultimate power and stuff is good. And most of the battles that we've seen him be in, like, you know, the Crystal Beetle and things like that, is because of this giant shield value. However, there's something that makes him stand alone in certain situations where normally you would want to have Coco at Mythic Plus with Fluffy Shield, because that's just the strongest shield in the game. The downside of this is it's not always a 100% uptime, because it will fade. Yes, you do get damage reduction built into this too because of the ultimate and the way it works, but besides that, she's only providing what? Some little bit of healing. She's also providing a little bit of granting attack bonus. The big reason why so many people are using Lucius over her in certain situations is because of his season effect. It's the same one that Scarlita has as well, and it's really strong. Heart of Unity. Increase haste by 8 for all deployed allies if they're alive 10 seconds into the battle. That alone is a good damage boost right there, because it lasts until the end of battle. Then also increases the damage dealt by all deployed allies by 8% if they are alive 40 seconds into the battle, which means the last 50 seconds you're getting this bonus effect. When you get it maxed out, it's 10 haste and 15% extra damage dealt. That is why he becomes so good, because not only is he providing some shielding and some healing, but he's also providing that damage boost right there. And if it's a lineup that you need to use more of a damage dealing hero, that's typically where you throw in a Scarlita, because Scarlita has that same exact effect. If you need survivability, that's where Lucius comes in. And it's pretty impressive that a hero like Lucius, that's just an A level, technically does not even need his Mythic Plus. Like, if we're really talking technically, like a single hero copy will be able to provide a ton of shields to your team. This is where he comes in very strong. Now, beyond that, he can even be used in some Supreme Arena teams that I've seen as well. We can actually see if we can make one ourselves, because we do have one team that we don't really use much. It's like our Summoner team. It like kind of works, but kind of doesn't. We, of course, have our really good team right here, which is solid. And then we have our Mauler team, which actually, you know what? I kind of want to steal the Scarlita out of here. But let's see how this turns out. So I want to try to make a team that is more oriented for him, and in reality, going for a full Lightbearer team is kind of good. Oops, I hit support. That's the wrong one. I meant to do all, and I meant to do nope. There it is. I meant to do a Lightbearer style team. So I've seen a lot of people doing teams like this as well. Throwing a Rowan in, throwing in a Lucius too. That way this 3-hero combo can do really good. We can also put a Vala in to kind of go against the enemies. And then I've seen two different things. One is the Cassidy for more CC and interruption, which I do like giving her the cascade effect. And the other one I've seen Corrin. Let's just see if we can make this work. Now, we're probably going up against a very strong Aaron type team, so this might be a horrible idea, but I just want to show that even that can work out. In reality, getting him to use an ultimate right away is also not a bad idea. I kind of like that, because that way he immediately shields the entire team. I kind of like the feel of that. I kind of like that. Let's see how this turns out. This could go really badly for us. I kind of don't want that to happen either, so I'm just going to manipulate our team a little bit. Make sure we're a little safer. and then swapping on you. Now let's swap on you. All right, let's see how these battles turn out. First off, though, is the Lucius team. So let's see what happens here. We want him to get an ultimate very quickly, but yeah, I figured this was not going to go well going up against an Aaron team. This is probably not the style of team you want to use against this, because they just have insane amount of control and everything. Don't use this as a very good example. I can't use him in regular arena right now, just because where the ranks I'm at, like, you have to have the most PvP meta teams possible to even make it happen. But I have seen it work on like lineups 3, so maybe we can swap it into a third lineup and see if we can get it to work. But again, he can be a good hybrid tank slash support, and that kind of works good with Tamisha too, because Tamisha is kind of that mixture of like support slash damage dealer, like a tank slash damage dealer type thing. These teams are absolutely insane. It probably doesn't help that I'm trying to push into like the top 30 pretty much right here, and these teams get really difficult, because even our main team even struggles, and our Mauler team might struggle as well. I don't know. Let's see how this works out. Again, the same thing here. Scarlita has that same season effect, and when we're talking about Supreme Arena, it does play an effect, giving haste as well as giving that extra damage bonus. Looks like we'll get the win, so at least we'll move up, even if our light bearer team was really weak. So yeah, that's a little sad to see there that we couldn't make him work in PvP, but again, it really just depends on the matchup overall. He can be a pretty solid supporter. Supreme Arena is probably not the best area. There are a couple Dream Realm bosses where he does perform very well though. So just keep that in mind. You might be using him in some of them. Keep an eye out for our top teams for all these different game modes, because it can work very well. And yeah, Lucius, he's just one of my favorite heroes from the original part of the game, and he's one of my favorite heroes from AFK Arena. If you guys played AFK Arena, you know him and Rowan were one of those broken combos you always use to just infinitely spam shields and keep your team healed and topped off and untouchable. He's also one that you, like I said, gear matters, but like the exclusive, you don't really even need to go above +5, which means it's a very easy one to get. And in reality, you don't even need his exclusive, because most of the time you're just here for his ultimate ability to gain those shields, and lastly, you're here for that season ability to give that damage buff, which is why bossing is of course the best reason to use him, especially if you can just chain cast and get a nice tight group of allies. Sometimes in Dream Realm, your allies, they kind of just spread out too far and they don't make it usable. So let me know what you guys think. That is Lucius. You probably want to focus him on your account if you are in the Song of Strife. The sad part is, once this ability's gone, will we actually use him in the next season? We'll have to see, because this will be gone in just over a month and a half. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.